Hello and what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, become one of the bunnies, and if you're coming back, oh boy, we have a very good video today. So, for people who are new here, my name is Carol, I do Honkai videos, and right now I am very invested in the Sumeru region in Genshin Impact. Why, you might ask? Because I am. But today, we are reviewing the new PV that just came out, and we're gonna assess and talk a little bit of lore about it. And with sumeru, I feel like a lot of secrets and a lot of connections will appear. So, without further ado, let's look at it, let's enjoy the music, and let's make some lore.
Have you heard of Irminsul before?
So Irminsul is like the Earth tree?
Archon is known as the god of wisdom because her consciousness is directly connected to it.
Okay.
Sumeru, she's not only a symbol of wisdom, but also of power and kindness.
Okay.
She disappeared in a great calamity a few hundred years ago.
We're talking about the 500 years ago calamity, okay.
Archon and whisked her back to Sumeru.
It's Lesser Lord Kusaneli's birthday. Nilu's dance of Subzerus is about to begin. The most important performance at the Subzerus festival.
Okay, so Sumeru is like the Nowruz, the Persian festival of flower. And it marks the new year. Yep. Okay. Huh.
Though we're just tiny people compared to the divine, we still have to do our best to make sure that the birthday girl feels loved on her special day.
Okay, so this is the celebration of her birth.
Festival time. I can't wait for you to see it.
They're really investing in the festival. Okay, now we have Koli. Hey yo! Okay. I like that.
It's been recorded in Sumeru for millennia. It's said that it originates from the depths of the world.
Okay, so an extreme weather again.
The withering zones here for a long time.
Ooh.
Forests are already in decline.
Okay, Taghnari is here. Hell yeah.
One with the forest.
I like that. The utilizing of bombs is kind of cute too. He kind of looks like, yeah, he looks like a 5-star.
It's a tool produced by the academia that utilizes the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. You may use
interesting.
terminal to connect directly to the Akasha and access
Such a foreign idea for a place where they are still using huts.
Should be up for a secret auction within the next few days. Use it.
Okay.
And you'll gain the wisdom of the gods. I need you to find someone, a traveling merchant.
Ooh, Duri! Hey yo, we'll explain a little bit about her name.
Here's the goods.
Ooh, I like her. The pink is a little bit overwhelming, but I like her design. Okay.
God shall return. All will suffer retribution together.
The idea of retribution is again and again and again. It feels like they have guilt inside of them.
The Grand Sage ordered us to stop the performance.
Who is the Grand Sage?
Kusaneli's birth as confirmation of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's death.
Okay.
Aren't you ashamed of pursuing such frivolous and meaningless activities in this land of knowledge?
Okay, we have the idea of going through. Okay, we have a character
It's extracting energy
arc.
from the ley line.
It looks like he used the divine knowledge capsule.
The Subzeru's festival.
What?
Go celebrate the birth of that god.
Huh? So they are going for people with the
Our Archon created
okay.
a utopia that is Sumeru City for all scholars who
And then we have the Abyss coming up.
seek truth, while people like you wish to defile it.
Oh.
It would be too risky to continue the Subzerus festival at this point. I don't want to get
Interesting.
We don't have any more festivals to waste.
Why are they investing so much in festivals again? Okay, so this sentence, we have something about living in denial. So the wisdom is the enemy itself. It tells me that this wisdom is not really the right wisdom. So let's talk a little bit about it. A couple of really big things are popping up in my mind, and the first two things, it would be the festivals and the retribution. We've seen it with Diluc, who knew the truth. We've seen it with Sumeru right now. We've seen it with Shao, who knows the truth. It's always the retribution is coming up. And it tells me a little bit that the people who know what happened are aware that the older generation, or like at 500 years ago, they were the reason for what happened to Conria. A couple big things are popping up in my mind as well, is the idea of something withering. So this is an extreme condition as well, where something is happening and they are getting more of a retribution as well, for what they know or what they've done, the same way I would say in other regions. And the last thing that really took my attention is this idea, this tool that was like the legacy of the previous Archon. However, it's such an interesting tool and it's such an interesting utilization in a place where they are still using huts. And that goes back to our idea of maybe they are so aware of the reality of the situation that they just want to stay on huts. They don't even want to build houses or go forward with the power and go forward with the knowledge and evolution. So I would say the scholars in the academia are aware of the situation. And finally, another big thing that showed up, I would say, is the idea when, I believe that's some of the Abyss. Are you really so ignorant, or are you just living in complete denial? And that goes back to the idea of wisdom itself is the enemy. So Sumeru somehow must have had a direct contact and a direct influence on what happened to Conria, and we still don't know the real truth. So that's a whole nother concept on its own. So far we are aware of what happens when you know knowledge, or when you pursue it further and further. And in general, I feel like Sumeru just staying really quiet and staying in a very old-fashioned place is a very interesting concept as well. So we have to take that into consideration. Finally, there's another thing that really piqued my attention, is it really sounds like Big Outside of the city is being hidden on purpose, and then we see the picture of the domains. So from past lore, we have acknowledged that domains and the crowns that we really acquire from defeating mobs, and especially the flowers in particular, and it connects back to the Leyland trees and Sumeru theme in general, is something that is connected to the knowledge, and the more you know, the more you're gonna get destroyed. So we know that those domains are in practically perfect condition, as I can see, but they are perfectly hidden as well. So somehow we might be able to know a little bit of knowledge from what happened as well. And the idea of the Abyss being there and the Erd Tree being connected directly, it talks a little bit about changing destiny and going against it once again. That will be my best review for this trailer. Now let's speak a little bit about some cultural references. I can see the Nowruz as a festival. So some people call it Nairuz in Arabic, Nowruz in Persian. And this is the festival of flowers. It really speaks about the new year. And we know that New Year is more of a birth, and that goes back to the idea of the birth of Lady Kusanali. We know that Lady Kusanali, or Nahida, said that she is a normal girl, and then we see here that they said they picked up Kusanali. They saw her after the death of the old Archon, and they picked her up. So this speaks a little bit about the idea of maybe there's somebody's hand involved in this, and they gave her the actual gnosis, and not really, goes back to the idea of not really wanted it, but more like forced on with it. And finally, from the Golden Archipelago, it really bumps up and it gets back in my head that Nahida was the one who talked to us and not Venti, which tells me, hey, there's something going on in Mondstadt and we are not aware of. Something very dangerous is happening in Mondstadt, but that's only my guess. Especially that we really focus on Mondstadt in general, where even the Inazuma and Liyue characters went to Mondstadt, and Venti was not able to talk to us, was not able to go with us, and pretended to be busy with a place or a pub where he doesn't even go to because he's allergic to cats. So the whole thing is going forward. I like how the story is moving on really, really rapidly. And I have another theory. It would be a connection between Honkai and Genshin again, and that goes and involves Project Arc that happened 500 years ago that we weren't able to hear of. And for that, I will have to make a separate video where we catch up on Project Arc and Honkai Impact, the one who boarded Project Arc. And with the new chapter coming up and with the new PV, we are now aware that the one who was on Project Arc is still very much live and have a very, very big point and advantage in creating stuff. So, but that's all I've got for you guys today. Make sure to let me know what you think in the comments below. I would love to hear your theories. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see you all in another video.